If you're over 60 and still drinking plain coffee every morning, you're missing a powerful opportunity to protect your muscles and slow down aging. There's one simple science-backed ingredient you can add to your cup that may help fight off sarcopenia, improve strength, and keep your body running like it used to. In this video, I'm going to show you how your beloved daily cup of coffee can become one of your most powerful allies in maintaining and even rebuilding your muscle strength and independence. We'll dive deep into evidence-based supplements that you can seamlessly add to your morning brew, understand exactly how these work within your body's natural systems, and I'll share practical, delicious recipes that will make you actually look forward to this new routine. Most importantly, everything I'm sharing with you today is backed by solid, peer-reviewed research from leading medical institutions. No miracle cures, no empty promises, just proven science that you can put to work starting tomorrow morning. To truly understand how we can effectively fight muscle loss, we first need to understand why this process happens in the first place. And I promise to explain this in a way that makes sense without getting lost in medical jargon. Think of your muscles like a busy bank account where transactions are happening constantly. You're always making deposits through muscle building and withdrawals through muscle breakdown. When you're younger, your body operates like an efficient bank manager, easily making substantial deposits through a remarkable process called muscle protein synthesis, which is essentially your body's way of building brand new muscle tissue from the protein you eat. But after you reach 60, several significant changes begin to occur that shift this balance. First, and perhaps most importantly, your body develops what scientists call anabolic resistance, which sounds complicated, but is actually quite straightforward to understand. This means your muscles become increasingly less responsive to the normal signals that would typically trigger growth and repair. Where a younger person might need just 12 g of protein to stimulate muscle building, you might need 25 to 30 g to achieve that same positive response. It's very much like your muscles have gradually become hard of hearing. They need a much louder, clearer signal to pay attention and respond appropriately. Second, the hormonal landscape of your body undergoes dramatic changes that directly impact muscle maintenance. Men experience a gradual but steady decline in testosterone levels, with research showing that 60% of men over 65 have testosterone levels below what's considered normal for younger adults. Women face their own challenges, particularly the rapid hormonal changes that occur after menopause as estrogen levels drop significantly. Both testosterone and estrogen are absolutely crucial for maintaining healthy muscle mass, and when their levels decline, it's like trying to run a factory with fewer supervisors. Add to this picture the declining levels of growth hormone and something called IGF-1, and you can see how your body's muscle building machinery starts running on significantly fewer cylinders than it used to. There's also a fascinating and important issue with what scientists call motor units. These are the specialized nerve cells that serve as the communication highway between your brain and your muscles. By the time you reach 75, you've typically lost about 30% of the motor neurons that connect directly to your leg muscles. When these critical connections are lost, muscle fibers essentially become orphaned and begin to waste away. It's remarkably similar to having a perfectly good electrical appliance, but no working outlet to plug it into. Finally, there's the challenge of chronic inflammation, which researchers have aptly nicknamed inflammaging. This represents a low-grade inflammatory state that creates an environment where muscle breakdown accelerates while muscle building slows down dramatically. Think of this chronic inflammation as having a small but persistent fire constantly burning somewhere in your body, gradually consuming your valuable muscle tissue day after day, week after week, year after year. Now, I know you might be wondering at this point, why coffee specifically? Can't I just take these supplements with a glass of water and call it a day? This is actually a fantastic question. And here's where things become genuinely interesting from a scientific perspective. Coffee isn't simply a convenient vehicle for delivering supplements to your body. It can actually enhance their effectiveness in several remarkable and synergistic ways that water alone simply cannot provide. First and foremost, the natural caffeine in coffee has been demonstrated in multiple studies to improve muscle power and endurance, with particularly pronounced benefits in older adults. The caffeine works at a cellular level by helping to mobilize calcium within your muscle cells, which allows them to contract more forcefully and efficiently. Think of caffeine as providing a gentle but effective wake-up call to your muscles, essentially priming them for the day ahead and making them more receptive to the nutrients you're about to provide. Second, coffee contains a remarkable array of natural antioxidants and beneficial compounds that actively help combat that inflammatory fire I mentioned earlier. These powerful compounds work synergistically with certain supplements to create a much more muscle-friendly environment throughout your body. It's like having a team of microscopic firefighters working around the clock to extinguish inflammation while simultaneously supporting muscle growth and repair. Additionally, for many of us, coffee represents one of life's simple pleasures and a cherished morning ritual that we genuinely look forward to each day. By enhancing something you already do and enjoy every single morning, you're dramatically more likely to maintain this routine consistently over the long term. Consistency, as we'll discuss, is absolutely crucial for seeing real, lasting results. The temperature of coffee also plays a practical role in supplement effectiveness. The warmth helps certain supplements dissolve more completely and can actually improve the absorption of fats, soluble vitamins. And let's be completely honest here. Taking supplements mixed into your delicious morning coffee is infinitely more enjoyable and sustainable than struggling to choke down a handful of pills with plain water. When something is enjoyable, you're much more likely to stick with it. And sticking with it is what produces results. Now, let me share with you the specific supplements that have earned the strongest scientific backing for preserving and building muscle in people over 60. I want to be completely transparent with you. I've spent countless hours reviewing studies from major medical journals and prestigious institutions like Harvard, Stanford, and the Mayo Clinic, and these are the supplements that consistently demonstrate real measurable results in well-designed clinical trials. Whey protein stands firmly at the top of this list, and there are compelling scientific reasons why it's earned this position. A comprehensive 2024 analysis that examined data from over 100 older adults found that whey protein supplementation significantly improved both muscle mass and functional strength, with the most dramatic benefits occurring when it was combined with regular resistance exercise. The research has identified what scientists call the magic number between 25 and 30 g per serving. This specific amount provides approximately 3 grams of leucine, which is the particular amino acid that essentially flips the metabolic switch for muscle building in your body. What makes whey protein truly special compared to other protein sources is its remarkably rapid absorption rate and its complete amino acid profile, meaning it contains all the essential building blocks your muscles need in optimal proportions. When you add whey protein to your slightly cooled coffee, and I'll show you the exact technique in just a few minutes, it's like sending an express delivery of premium building materials directly to your muscles at the precise moment they're most receptive to using them. Multiple studies involving older adults consistently show that those who use whey protein regularly maintain significantly more muscle mass and demonstrate better overall physical function compared to those who don't supplement with protein. Collagen peptides offer a different but beautifully complementary approach to muscle health. A landmark study conducted by Dr. Zeblick and his research team followed 53 elderly men who had been diagnosed with sarcopenia for a complete 12-week period. The participants, who took 15 g of collagen peptides daily while engaging in resistance training, experienced significantly greater gains in muscle mass and lost considerably more fat tissue compared to the placebo group. One of the most practical advantages of collagen is that it's incredibly heat stable, dissolving perfectly even in hot coffee without forming clumps or noticeably changing the taste of your morning brew. While collagen doesn't stimulate muscle protein synthesis quite as powerfully as whey protein does, it provides highly specific amino acids that support not just muscle tissue, but also the crucial connective tissues throughout your body. Many people also report improvements in joint comfort when using collagen regularly, which is a wonderful bonus when you're trying to stay active and mobile. Think of whey protein as the skilled construction workers who build your muscles, while collagen provides the essential scaffolding and support structures that hold everything together. Creatine monohydrate might genuinely surprise you. It's definitely not just for young athletes pumping iron in the gym. An impressive body of research consistently demonstrates that older adults who take 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily experience meaningful improvements in muscle strength and mass, with particularly pronounced benefits when combined with resistance training. Recent research by Dr. Andy Reid and his colleagues has even shown that you can add creatine directly to your coffee without losing any of its effectiveness, which is incredibly convenient for our purposes. Creatine works by increasing your muscles' readily available energy reserves at the cellular level. Imagine that your muscles contain thousands of tiny batteries inside them, and creatine helps keep those batteries fully charged and ready for action. This allows you to feel stronger and more energetic throughout your daily activities. Studies specifically focusing on older adults show that creatine is particularly helpful for quick, powerful movements like standing up from a low chair, climbing stairs with confidence, or lifting objects from floor level. Leucine deserves special attention and understanding because it serves as the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis in your body. Cutting-edge research demonstrates that older adults need at least 2.5 to 3 g of leucine per meal to effectively overcome that anabolic resistance we discussed earlier. While whey protein naturally contains substantial amounts of leucine, some people benefit significantly from additional leucine supplementation, especially if they're using plant-based proteins in their diet or eating less total protein than would be ideal. A remarkable finding from the massive UK BioNK study, which analyzed data from over 108,000 participants, showed that people with higher leucine levels in their bloodstream had significantly more muscle mass across all age groups. The practical beauty of leucine is that you can add the powder form directly to your coffee. It dissolves exceptionally well and has virtually no impact on taste, making it almost invisible in your morning routine. Vitamin D might not seem like an obvious choice for muscle health at first glance, but it plays an absolutely crucial role that many people overlook entirely. Vitamin D receptors exist throughout your muscle tissue, and they're actively involved in muscle function and development. The sobering reality is that deficiency is incredibly common in older adults. Research suggests that up to 50% are deficient in this vital nutrient. Multiple studies have shown that correcting vitamin D deficiency can improve muscle strength measurably and reduce fall risk by an impressive 20% or more. The most practical approach for our coffee enhancement strategy is using liquid vitamin D3 drops that you can add directly to your morning brew. Research suggests an optimal daily dose of 1,000 to 4,000 international units. Though you should definitely have your blood levels checked by your healthcare provider to determine the precise dose that's right for your individual needs. When vitamin D is combined with adequate protein intake and regular exercise, its effectiveness becomes even more pronounced. HMBB, which stands for beta-hydroxybutyrate, represents a particularly intriguing option for older adults who may be frail or recovering from illness or injury. A comprehensive 2023 study conducted by Dr. Yang and his research team found that people taking 3 g of HMBB daily showed significant improvements in grip strength, walking speed, and their ability to stand from a seated position, all crucial markers of functional independence. HMBB works through a fundamentally different mechanism than the other supplements we've discussed. Instead of primarily building new muscle tissue, it focuses on preventing the breakdown of existing muscle. Think of HMBB as a protective shield that surrounds your current muscle tissue, keeping it safe from the various factors that would otherwise cause it to waste away. This makes it especially valuable during periods when you might not be able to exercise as much as usual, such as when you're recovering from illness, injury, or medical procedures. Let me walk you through what actually happens inside your body when you drink your newly enhanced morning coffee, because understanding this process can help you appreciate why timing and combination matters so much. When that whey protein hits your stomach, your digestive system immediately gets to work rapidly, breaking it down into individual amino acids. Think of these as the fundamental building blocks that your muscles have been waiting for. These amino acids enter your bloodstream remarkably quickly, typically within 30 to 60 minutes of drinking your coffee, creating what scientists call an amino acid spike in your circulation. This spike, particularly the leucine component that we discussed earlier, activates something absolutely fascinating called mTOR. You can think of this as your muscle's master growth switch or command center. When mTOR becomes activated, it sends urgent signals throughout your muscle cells, telling them to immediately start building new proteins and repairing existing tissue. In younger people, this switch flips easily and readily, responding to even modest protein intake. But remember that anabolic resistance we talked about in older adults, you need a much stronger, more pronounced signal to get this same beneficial response. Hence the importance of that higher protein dose we've been discussing. Meanwhile, the creatine you've added is being absorbed and efficiently stored throughout your muscles as something called phosphocreatine. When you suddenly need quick, powerful energy, like when you're standing up from your favorite chair, lifting a grandchild into your arms, or carrying groceries up the front steps. This stored phosphocreatine instantly converts to ATP, which is your muscle's absolute preferred fuel source. It's remarkably similar to having a turbo boost button built right into your muscles, ready to provide instant power exactly when you need it most. Vitamin D works through a slower but equally important pathway in your body. It helps your muscles absorb and utilize calcium properly, which is absolutely essential for smooth, strong muscle contractions. Vitamin D also actively reduces inflammation throughout your body and supports the complex cellular machinery that builds new muscle tissue day after day. Without adequate vitamin D levels, it's very much like trying to build a house when some of your most important tools are missing or broken. Collagen provides highly specific amino acids like glycine and proline that support not just the muscle tissue itself, but also the crucial tendons and ligaments that connect everything together into a functional coordinated system. As we age, these connective tissues become increasingly important for maintaining mobility, preventing injury, and ensuring that all of our movements feel smooth and coordinated rather than stiff or uncomfortable. Now, we're getting to the really practical part. How to actually make this work seamlessly in your own kitchen with ingredients and equipment you likely already have. I'm going to share my personal favorite recipe that combines the most effective supplements we've discussed in a way that not only provides maximum benefit, but actually tastes delicious and becomes something you genuinely look forward to each morning. Start by brewing your coffee exactly as you normally would, whether that's with a drip coffee maker, French press, or whatever method brings you joy. However, here's the first crucial step. Let that freshly brewed coffee cool for about 5 to 7 minutes until the temperature drops below 105 degrees F. This cooling period serves two important purposes. It prevents the whey protein from clumping when you add it, and it preserves the delicate nutritional structure of the protein molecules. While your coffee is cooling to the perfect temperature, gather your supplements and prepare your workspace. In a large, wide-mouthed mug, or even better, a shaker bottle with a secure lid, start by adding 1 full scoop of vanilla or chocolate whey protein powder. This should measure out to approximately 25 to 30 g. Next, add 1 spoon of high-quality MCT oil, which not only helps with the absorption of fats, soluble vitamins like vitamin D, but also gives your coffee a wonderfully creamy, rich texture that many people find even more satisfying than adding cream. Sprinkle in 5 g of creatine monohydrate. This measures out to about 1 level teaspoon. Finally, add 2 to 4 drops of liquid vitamin D3 with the exact amount depending on your individual needs and what your healthcare provider has recommended. Here's the absolute key to achieving smooth, lump-free mixing that will make your morning coffee a pleasure rather than a chore. Resist the temptation to simply dump all your supplements into the hot coffee and hope for the best. Instead, start by adding just a small splash of cold milk, cold water, or even cold coffee to your supplement mixture and stir everything together into a smooth, creamy paste. This technique, which professional chefs call tempering, prevents clumping and ensures even distribution. Then, very slowly and while stirring constantly, add your perfectly cooled coffee to this mixture, incorporating it gradually rather than all at once. For the absolute smoothest, most professional results that would make any coffee shop proud, use an immersion blender or a milk frother for about 30 seconds. This creates a beautifully frothy, creamy texture that's genuinely delightful to drink. The final result should be rich, satisfying, and surprisingly delicious. Many people tell me they actually prefer this enhanced version to their original plain coffee. If you're someone who prefers to keep things simple, especially when you're just starting out, I completely understand and support that approach. Begin with just whey protein powder and gradually add other supplements as you become comfortable with the routine and taste. Some people find they prefer to split their supplements throughout the day rather than taking everything at once. For example, protein and creatine in morning coffee, then collagen in an afternoon decaf coffee or tea. There's no single right way to do this, so feel free to experiment and find what works best for your lifestyle and preferences. Success with any health intervention ultimately comes down to consistency over perfection. And I want to make this muscle building coffee routine as easy and sustainable as possible for you to maintain over the long term. The research is crystal clear that sporadic supplementation provides minimal benefits. It's the daily consistent intake that produces the remarkable results we see in clinical studies. Start by adding just one supplement to your morning coffee for the first 2 full weeks. I strongly recommend beginning with whey protein since it has the most robust scientific evidence behind it. And as an added bonus, most people find that it actually improves the taste and satisfaction of their morning coffee rather than detracting from it. During these first 2 weeks, pay close attention to how you feel throughout the day. Many people report noticeable increases in energy levels, feeling fuller and more satisfied for longer periods after their morning coffee, and sometimes even improvements in mood and mental clarity. After 2 weeks, if everything is going well and you're feeling good, consider adding creatine to your routine. The beauty of creatine is that it's completely flavorless and dissolves effortlessly in coffee, so you probably won't even notice it's there from a taste perspective. Continue with this 2-supplement combination for another 2 weeks before considering adding anything else. This gradual approach allows your body to adjust comfortably and helps you identify which supplements are providing the most noticeable benefits for your individual situation. Here's a simple but powerful strategy that can make the difference between occasional use and lasting habit formation. Keep all of your supplements clearly visible on your kitchen counter right next to your coffee maker or wherever you prepare your morning brew. This creates a visual reminder that becomes part of your automatic morning routine. Out of sight really does mean out of mind when it comes to supplement consistency. Consider taking a few minutes on Sunday evening to measure your supplements into small containers or even daily pill organizers for the entire week ahead. Think of this as meal prep for your morning coffee routine. This small investment of time on the weekend eliminates any morning decision-making fatigue and makes it incredibly easy to maintain your routine, even on busy or stressful days. Track your progress consistently, but please be patient with the process and realistic about timing. Meaningful muscle changes take time to develop and become noticeable. Most high-quality studies show significant improvements after 12 weeks of consistent supplementation and exercise, not 12 days. Keep a simple journal or use your smartphone to note your energy levels, how you feel when climbing stairs, whether heavy grocery bags feel more manageable, or how your balance feels during daily activities. These subjective measures of functional improvement often show positive changes weeks before objective muscle measurements would detect differences. If the taste of your enhanced coffee isn't quite right initially, don't give up. Experiment with different approaches until you find what works for you. Try different flavors of protein powder. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon or cocoa powder. Experiment with a touch of sugar-free vanilla syrup, or adjust the ratios until you find your perfect combination. Remember, the absolute best supplement routine is the one you'll actually stick with consistently. So, make it enjoyable and something you genuinely look forward to each morning. While the supplements we've discussed are generally considered safe for most people when used appropriately, certain situations and health conditions require extra caution and professional medical guidance. I cannot stress this enough. If you're currently taking any prescription medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin, diabetes medications such as metformin or insulin, or thyroid hormones like levothyroxine, you absolutely must consult with your health care provider before starting any supplement routine. Some supplements can interact with medications in unexpected and potentially dangerous ways, sometimes increasing or decreasing their effectiveness in ways that could impact your health. People with any form of kidney disease need to be particularly cautious with protein and creatine supplementation. Your kidneys are responsible for processing and eliminating the waste products that result from protein metabolism. And if your kidneys aren't functioning at full capacity, high protein intake could potentially create additional stress on these vital organs or even worsen existing kidney problems. If you have any history of kidney stones, kidney disease, or if routine blood tests have ever shown elevated creatinine levels, please discuss protein supplementation thoroughly with your nephrologist or primary care physician before proceeding. If you're scheduled for any type of surgery in the coming weeks or months, it's important to stop all supplements at least 2 to 3 weeks before your scheduled procedure. Some supplements can affect blood clotting mechanisms or interact unpredictably with anesthesia medications, which could complicate your surgery or recovery. It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to surgical procedures. For those of you who are managing diabetes, please be aware that adding significant amounts of protein to your morning routine can affect blood sugar levels, though typically in a positive way by slowing glucose absorption and helping to stabilize blood sugar throughout the morning. However, this change might require adjustments to your diabetes medications or insulin timing, so it's important to monitor your blood glucose more frequently when you first start this routine and work with your healthcare team to make any necessary medication adjustments. If you have a particularly sensitive stomach or a history of digestive issues, be aware that taking large amounts of protein at once can sometimes cause digestive discomfort, including bloating, gas, or upset stomach. If you experience any of these symptoms, start with smaller amounts than I've recommended and gradually build up over several weeks as your digestive system adapts to the increased protein intake. Finally, if you have any known allergies to milk proteins or dairy products, obviously avoid whey protein and consider plant-based alternatives like pea protein or hemp protein instead. While these may not be quite as effective as whey for muscle building, they can still provide substantial benefits when used consistently. Let me set completely realistic and honest expectations about what these interventions can achieve and over what time frame, because having appropriate expectations is crucial for maintaining motivation and consistency over the long term. In the first 2 weeks of consistently adding protein and other supplements to your morning coffee, you're likely to notice